Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I call this wake and bake. Um, there is a lot going on in the world right now. And every day I try to do things constructively to get my mind off of what's going on in the world because the Aquarian in me wants to be Wonder Woman so bad and just save everybody out there who's suffering mentally, financially, world crisis, all of that. Growing up in the 90s was truly a blessing. I am now 37 and I sit and I think every day how blessed I was to have grown up in the last great era. Growing up in the 90s, mothers, especially Black mothers, were mothers. Grandmothers were grandmothers. And I'm saying this to say our mothers back then had common sense. Mothers back then weren't putting actual straight weave in their little girl's hair. Yes, we did the dookie braids or braids with the beads, and that as far as extension goes. Other than that, we wore barrettes, hair bows, whatever you want to call them, especially the little girls with the long hair. We did the two plaits on each side and two plaits in the back, or maybe two plaits on the side and one in the back, or maybe just two long plaits or a ponytail. And when you got to middle school, you wore your braids and the bun style was real popular, but basically things were natural back then. I remember my mom and I used to go to the beauty salon every other Saturday, never missed a beat. And I remember looking at Jet beauty magazines, Ebony, and the women, again, especially the Black women, were beautiful naturally. You had other races spending thousands to look like us. And now the role has changed, and I wonder when and why. Black women, again, you have these women who are spending thousands to look like us, and now y'all are butchering yourselves. I'm not understanding that. The world we're living in now is so superficial. Humans have no humanitarian in them. It's like if I see someone getting harassed or beat up, I'm going to record. I'm not going to call police or not going to, it's not wise to always intervene because you never know what that person has on them. But I was looking at something, a reel on Instagram, well, not a reel, but a video, and the guy was at a bus stop. And it was obviously two homeless men fighting, but still, the guy was being attacked. And he's just recording, not trying to break it up, not trying to call the police, but recording. Trump has made racism so loud and obvious, and Black people is right there in your face, and you don't even see it. The fact that he is bringing out new sneakers because they love it. Who are they? Who are they? But Black people are so woke. They gave y'all June 10th, and I'm not saying us because I'm not a part of that. Yes, I am a black woman, but I don't give a fuck about June 10th. Black people, they are still disrespecting us, and y'all don't even see that. We have been mistreated for 450 plus years. Okay? 450 plus years. I was told along in the Constitution or whatever it is, they still don't even consider black men citizens. That's why they say if you want to hide anything from a nigger, you put it in the book because black people don't like to read. We like to follow white people trends, try to live white people lifestyle. Let's get back to building our own. Let's get back to Tulsa. Because again, I'm still black people, you're not understanding. We built this land. How do you go inside of a community and wipe it out, destroy it, all because of a white woman's lie? And I'm still trying to understand, how did they have helicopters dropping bombs in Tulsa? Government, they don't give a fuck about us. They never have. I am proud to say I have never voted and never will. They do not care about us. To each his own with the voting, do you, but I am speaking for me. Politicians are like pimps, and so is the government. And we are the bitches making all the money and giving it right back to them. Stepping away from the black community, I want to talk about government. Who the fuck is Medicare? And if I am getting up every fucking morning, every fucking day, 5 days out of 7 days in a week, I am working 9 to 13 hours, Monday through Friday, or however your schedule is, you are still working 5 days out of 7. Why is it that when I get my check, federal is taken from me? I don't remember federal getting up early with me. I don't remember federal going to a job with a shitty boss and shitty coworkers. I don't remember state doing that with me. And if you're taking out for Medicare each check, then why don't I have insurance? Why do I have to go out and spend more money on insurance? Where is the money going? Also, black people, if you want to vote for Trump, please understand that stimulus check we were getting, that was our money anyway. It was ours. He didn't give us shit. Think about that. He made that little joke about the lights going out and something, something with black people. Oh, ha, 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 y'all fools. He is mocking us. But this is what people like, and that's why they vote for him, because he's so openly racist with it. Oh man, I wish Bill Clinton could have ran for president for all these years. Hands down, one of the best presidents to me. Life was great. It was. But getting back to black people, I absolutely love everyone. I do. I don't care if you're green, purple, yellow, teal. I love everyone. But black people, when it comes to our culture, please understand we don't have anything to ourselves. Black women wonder why other real black women get upset when we see white women with braids. I find it quite hilarious. I've even laughed at a white woman with braids in her face, and I wasn't doing it on purpose. It just came out because why? We cannot have anything to ourselves. Nothing. Everybody talk about niggas, but everybody want to be one. We don't have anything. We've never had anything to ourselves. Elvis Presley, dear white people, don't think anything that man did was natural. Nothing. Everything copied from a black person. You have black people who create things on TikTok. They may get a few thousand likes here and there, but soon as the Asian or the white person do it, they got millions of likes. We're still living in a racist world, people. They did the remake of Mr. and Miss Smith. The first one had Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, two white people. This one had a white person, an Asian woman, I believe, and a black man. Why they couldn't have two black people? It's always mixed. It's always mixed. You have Black Adam, which I must say was a great movie. I admit that. I've seen it a couple times. But when I think of Black Adam, I think of an actual black man. I don't even think Rock Johnson has claimed any blackness ever. Ever. Like, ever. Every role that man plays, he's dating some weird looking white woman. The only black interest I've ever seen him was Why Did I Get Married To? And that was at the end with Janet Jackson, and then again, and what was it? Rampage. I mean, black people accept so much, and that's why we get so little in return. They do not care about us. They never will. They gave us Black History Month. Why not in January, when the month Martin Luther King was born? Give us those full 31 days. Oh no, not we're gonna let them celebrate for exactly 27 days. They gave us the shortest month. Back in the day, in the 90s, Black History Month was everything. It was celebrated throughout school. You saw it on TV, the movies, the Martin Luther King service. I mean, you don't see that anymore. It's not celebrated. But goddamn it, St. Patrick's Day comes around. It's a big thing. It's a big celebration. Also, black people stop celebrating other cultures. Like Cinco de Mayo, that's not us. That's not us. St. Patrick's Day, that's not us. We want people to stop taking from us, but yet we do the same thing. The only thing I celebrate is 420. And of course, all the other holidays, Christmas, stuff like that. But they are trying to erase us. How are there no protests for them trying to, if they haven't already? I'm not sure because I don't watch television. But I do know they were at one point trying to take away Black history. No, don't try to cover up what you did to us back in the day. And I say us because it is a part of us. Oh, those your ancestors. You need to let it go. Fuck that. I am living through my ancestors. We built this country. We invented every fucking thing that Americans use right now. But black people are woke. Black people are woke. Dear black men, I would never understand how you could date outside your race. I find it hilarious. African men, especially, love adore, worship white women. For every actor that has been pro black in a movie and has played a civil rights leader or whatever, you find out in real life that their wife is white. Again, love who you love, but there's just something I would never understand. When I have my kids, I want my kids to be my legacy. I want them to continue it. I want them to look like me. Black men, you say you don't like black women, who basically you're saying you don't like your mother because they complain, they lazy. Well, the thing is, and I find it quite contradictive, you marry a white woman and she becomes a housewife. Well, is that not lazy? I mean, is that not what the black woman, I mean, what's the difference? One thing about us, we know how to survive during a struggle. Black women, we know how to turn nothings into somethings. We know how to turn baked beans and hot dogs into a full course meal. We know how to survive and keep our babies warm and food in their mouths. We will try to work things out in the marriage and or relationship before it goes there with divorces and breakups. We will be with you when you have absolutely nothing. And I would never, I don't know if it's a thing, black men, athletes get the money and get the women, the white women. I guess it's a token. I don't know. Yeah. You want the white woman, but you want her to cook like a black woman. You want her to make the yams and the macaroni and cheese and the fried chicken. Well, you just passed that beautiful melanated woman years ago who was so into you. We don't need the man trying to ruin our culture, our community, because we're doing just fine by ourselves. In 2024, we are still hearing that same dumbass topic, light skin versus dark skin. When at the end of the day, no matter if you're light, yellow, you are still black. You are still black. You are still black. You are still black. I don't know. I don't I don't get it. I don't get the one drop rule that the man did make for racist reasons, I believe. To be funny, to be petty, because in my mind, biracial people are not black. They are just that, biracial. Oh, the one drop rule, that black man put it in that white woman. Nope, they're considered black. Well, the funny thing is, if we're doing the one drop rule, then how come the white man who's had a baby with a black woman, their kids cannot say I'm white? Every biracial person, the first African American, no, 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 no. They're not African American, they're not Black American, they are biracial. Just give them an award and say thank you. I don't know, but to each his own. That is my opinion. I don't know. We have so far to go. So far to go. I'd be glad the day, or what if plastic surgery was illegal? What if people were actually forced to keep their natural selves? I think the world would be a better place because God created us in His image. Even people with certain disabilities have found love, not only with other partners, but within themselves. I love being on Instagram and seeing people with disabilities making fun of it because this is them. Don't feel sorry for me. I love me. This is me. And I love it. We are beautiful. So what if your lips aren't full? Like my play sister once told me, you're going to have somebody out there prettier than you, smarter than you, smaller than you, faster than you, but you got to learn to stick out. You got to learn to fuck them. You don't like me? Cool. But I love me. That's all that matters. Like, what if plastic surgery was truly illegal? Yeah, I know. I love Harry Potter. But anyway, that was my notification ringtone. But I mean, what if? Like, what if you were forced to recognize your age by your wrinkles, which nowadays is truly a blessing to age because some people have not gotten that chance because they've died so young. Man praises man more than God. You go to sleep at night and you wake up the next day. That is like somebody called it something. I forgot, but when we are asleep, how blessed are we to wake up? For some, like us, have gone to sleep and never woken back up. When I get in my moods and those intrusive thoughts come in, I definitely feel alone. And I've cursed God. Said I'm done. I'm not praying anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. And boom, bam, a miracle happens. I kid you not. And I always put my head down and I laugh because I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. People praise Beyonce more than they do God. If that woman shaved all her hair off, I guarantee you the next day, millions will go to work, school, with their head shaves. They will line up in a long ass line for her concert than to get up early for Sunday service. And the thing about that is, what I've learned is when you're praising God in the Bible, when it's saying, praise Him, um, I can't think right now, forever home, your house could be your temple. It don't have to be the church. Because I know for my personal reason, I don't go to churches because uh, Christians, I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a Christian. I'm a spiritual person. Christians are repeated histories, just like Roman times. Very bad people. Okay, let me rephrase that. Not very bad people, but very hypocritical people, like hypocrites, like judgy mother suckers. Okay? And I find it so funny. Like you go to church, you listen to man, oh, my pastor said this, my pastor said that, oh, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But then you at work, evil just as the devil. I mean, I've left jobs because I said I'm a spiritual person and I've tried it. I tried staying there, but I left jobs because I don't like your spirit. I don't like how you talk to me, but you claim you're a Christian. That is so odd and funny. But then you find out the pastor is not even living that life. And also, I didn't find out until I was in high school, I believe. Was it middle school? It had to be middle school because the library. Did we have a library in high school? Oh, it's been so long, Lord Jesus. But I know we had one in middle school for sure. And I read a book and I found out then pastors, preachers, whatever, actually get paid. And I was like, wow, if God is truly this entity being that they say he is, right? The way they talk about him, he wouldn't want our money just for our blessings because he died for our sins. So if he was to come back, like, do you really think he would say, give me your money so I can bless you? Like, I don't, that's a very hard one. I don't know, but I think sometimes our blessings financially, like at one point, for example, myself, my blessing came when I hadn't gotten food stamps for 2 months, really three, but technically two, but really three. And they gave me an amount to where I was like, okay, mom, let's let's go to the grocery store. And we had went to another store, the last store, and basically this young woman's card was not working. And before we went to that store, there was a mother in front of us, and I think she wanted like a couple, two or three items. I honestly could have gotten it for her, but I didn't know how much my mom and I items were going to come up to. And so I didn't want to be standing there looking like a fool, not having enough because I helped this person out. So we ended up going to another store. And the young lady, like I said, her card wasn't working. And at this point, I knew how much I had on my card. So I was like, do you really need these items? And she was like, yes, I really do. Long story short, I got them with my card. And I think that's how blessings become blessings. God bless you with a certain amount in your account. Instead of you like, oh yeah, let me go get my nails and hair done. You pay a bill and you still got extra money left, and you see somebody trying to get something to eat, or whatever, you help them out, or you see somebody walking without no shoes and you go and buy some shoes and come back and give them to them, stuff like that. Because for one, you never know who your angel is. You could be blessing an angel. That could be a test. But I mean, I guess. But yeah, I found out your home, your car, hell, when you're in the restroom, that is your temple. That can be your temple. You're praying. That is your time to talk to God. Like, you don't necessarily have to be at a church. Again, to each his own, though. Okay? Because I'm definitely not the one to tell you, don't do that. Nope. I mind my business. I just speak my opinion. But yeah, I find that like I don't know, like and another thing, humans, think about this. Stop cutting the fucking trees, man. Like Atlanta used to be this beautiful place. Like, in certain areas I don't even recognize anymore because they've cut down the fucking trees. We need the trees. Humans are the destroyer of everything. Y'all can't never just go to an island and find a mysterious creature and leave it there. No, you gotta broadcast it to the world. So now everybody want to come here. I mean, stop interfering with nature. And I know y'all fucking with the weather too, because ain't no way leaves are falling in fucking July. No way. That is not possible. Like, what the heck? Stop cutting the trees. We need them. Also, one more thing. Um, Stop making remakes of originals. Okay, basically what I'm saying is, okay, we had Mean Girls back in whatever year that was. And awesome movie. I knew from the preview of the new Mean Girls it was gonna be some BS. No one asked for a remake of Color Purple. Yeah, I said it. And I'm black. Yep, I said it. Color Purple is not a musical, okay? It was a beautiful film. What the hell that was, I don't know. I didn't even see it, but yeah, nobody asked for it. Like nobody asked for a remake of Total Recall. Well, who's that? Was Colin Farrell? Was it? Is that the guy that was in? I don't know, but horrible. Leave the originals alone. Okay, one more. Black Christmas. Okay, the original from the 70s was, cool. Or was it the 60s? 70s, 80s, one of them. The original was cool, and then the remake was cool with the girl from Harriet the Spy all grown up in there. And then they came out with a remake of the remake. Horrible. Are we running out of movie ideas to where we are making remakes of remakes? Ugh. But yeah. And that is it for now. Hope everyone has an awesome day. Deuces.